Before we get started, let's get through the duty from the last session. So I gave 2 to 10 ton for personnel because reasons. I didn't give him 5 because I didn't think it was good enough for 5. I gave 5 to Nuke for space superiority because he did take a couple people out. Did I give?
You gave me 5.
Check. Yeah. Well, I gotta check Rush. You were at 0 magnitude on both of yours, so I gave you 5 intelligence on your duty.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I started at 5 on intelligence already.
No, whatever you did during character creation, put him at 0. So whether you took extra credits or
no, that's fine then.
So you guys are at a total of 47. So that's not so bad. And you remember, you just have to get to 100 before you contribution rank up. So not so bad. So before we jump in, let's reset that and go ahead and roll Destiny.
Killing it with these.
You're rolling good tonight.
Destiny. Last week I rolled 2 whites as well.
Why is it gotta be 2 whites?
Oh Lord. Okay, get it out of the way now.
There's did you roll? You rolled 1-1. That's not bad.
I mean,
overall, 0 20s.
Overall, it's a little bit lower than normal.
Yeah. And 6. Okay. It should. Oh, we're perfectly split for Destiny. 3 and 3. Good. It should be said that 6 has to emote rather than talk for the time being.
Days on.
His wife is asleep. So let me read us in. Last time, you guys were recruited into the Resistance, and the... Oh, you know what? I forgot. Boom. We got to get this in here.
There it is.
Nice. So after being recruited into the Resistance, you guys received a technical debrief of a newly analyzed First Order technology, and then were assigned as a group to a ship called the Insurrection, whose main mission is to acquire intel on the First Order and assist in asset denial in whatever way they can. Since the ship is undercrewed and not ready for direct combat, it's also your guys' duty to look out for trustworthy members that you can recruit into the Resistance for yourselves. And your first mission was to investigate the disappearance of ships at Polis Massa, an asteroid field that peaceful people of the same name have set up their home. These people are critical to the Republic and the Resistance with their medical efforts and research, and are considered by most to be a linchpin in the stability of the galaxy. After arriving, you guys were greeted by Polis medical scientist named Dr. Curry, and she did her best to provide any information that you guys needed to discover what happened to the lost ships. Afterward, Crate and Rush snuck into an unoccupied part of Polis Massa, and you had an effort to scrub through the base computer systems, trying to find any additional information that Dr. Curry may not have known or may have been hiding. And in your guys' efforts, you guys pretty much found out that a man named Dr. Jonathan Walsh from Xenobiology was leaking flight itineraries of transports leaving the base to an unknown source somewhere outside of the system. You guys also discovered a woman named Dr. Freya Fox also had several messages coming in and out from an unknown source outside the system, where she vaguely mentioned something called a Banshee. Before you guys could react to that information, you were confronted by Dr. Curry, who had just received a distress signal from the outer parts of the asteroid field. You guys went as fast as you could, and your pilot, Nuke, arriving first on the scene, found the remains of a destroyed ship. Nuke was ambushed by a small fighter, and some sort of stealth technology was discovered there. The rest of the party arrived. Small dogfight happened, with more cloaked starfighters beginning to show up. One of the ships in particular had a red paint job with special markings, and folks fired down the damaged ship of Nuke until he lost all system power and began uncontrollably hurling towards an asteroid. With most of the starfighter squadron destroyed, you guys pretty much went and tried to save Days, or tried to save Nuke in whatever way you could. Days came up with a good idea, managed to use a tow cable to slow Nuke down before his inevitable demise running into the asteroid. You now float in space, Many destroyed ships litter the immediate area, and Nuke is being ferried around by days. What are you guys going to do?
Like to radio the ship and be like, "Where the hell's our backup?"
You don't get a response.
The ship you're radioing, that's our headquarters ship?
Yeah.
The insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Are we cut off? Can we tell if we're cut off? Well,
No,
like our
just-
comms are not there.
Just no response at the moment.
Do we know where it's located in space, like physically?
It had jumped away from the system, so wherever it is,
So no.
it's not here yet.
I guess we should go back to the base then, to now Pulse Masan.
And Nuke still has no power, no system power.
I was gonna say, did we stabilize him? He's just being towed currently,
He's
right?
just being towed, like,
Okay.
without any power.
Well, we can
which
repair
means
him.
Can I try
Life
manual
support is
repairs?
also
again?
failing.
Can I try manual repairs again?
You can. It's 3 purple for a mechanics check.
We have a mechanic. We just need to get to dry dock so that our mechanic can try to fix it.
Yes, that
Wow,
would
or
help.
that could happen.
That's pretty good. So you go to 1 below your whole threshold, and you currently are flying by the seat of your pants. Like, this is not, if you get hit by anything, it's going to be a crit plus 30, so, and that's not good because you already have crits on there.
Yep.
It's about this time that the insurrection gets back to you guys, and the ensign says, "Hello, 10 ton? Are you guys? Oh crap, you're dead. Oh God, you're dead.
We're not dead, Ensign. Report.
Oh, we just got into the system. I'm sorry, we're on the edge of the asteroid field. We don't have anybody to send in. Do you guys need assistance still?"
Yes, we've got 1 ship down and several others that are hit. We're trying to make our way back to the base on Polis Masan in order to help Nuke. We need to send you all the available data that we gathered in that last battle, and we'll need some analysis. What we encountered was not standard Imperials.
Oh, I see. Send us any data you can. I guess we'll sit on the edge of the system until you guys are ready to come back.
And they do have cloaking technology. I would start looking as best you can in sublight frequencies.
He like chuckles, and then there's like a moment of silence, and he goes, "Oh God, you're not kidding, are you?"
Do I sound like I'm kidding, Ensign?
No, sir, no. I just send that information when you get a chance. We'll try to contact the captain if he's still at Polis Masan.
We would appreciate that.
And ensign out. You just hear like a click.
All right, crew, we got to get Nuke back before he becomes space dust.
And he can fly now, so
Chief, sir, I'm good to go, sir.
so 6 doesn't need to ferry him around for now. And because you guys have kind of been there and back a few times, you don't have to make your piloting check to make sure you don't run into things because you kind of know your way to and from at the moment. But are you guys are heading back to the base?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. It takes, your roughly 10 minutes of kind of really safe flying, especially for Nuke. But you guys do arrive. You get a hold of the flight tower, and they have you land in the exact same bay as before.
Can we ask them for repairs?
There's a couple like droids in the landing bay if you want to try to get them to repair.
I'd like to at least get a damage assessment out of them, if that's possible.
Yeah, so you basically go up to these 2 little tiny repair droids. They're just like powered off.
Oh, they're like non-speaking droids?
Yeah, you know those droids from episode 1, like the ones that Anakin used with the little like button nose thing and like pop ups.
Oh.
They're kind of like those.
Yeah, don't. I wouldn't buy with that.
There is a person that usually mans here. They're just not here at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think 1010 would be talking to droids for damage assessment.
Did you ever take the trait that you hate droids? Is that what you took?
No, I took jovial and something else.
Okay, that's fine. It would be funny if that's the reason why. You're like, no, I hate droids. I ain't talking to those guys.
I'll reevaluate. I may have taken it. Either way, I don't talk to those droids.
So I actually do have a map for Polis myself, so I'll move you guys there. Essentially, it is it's just a ton of domes, and where you guys are at now is the hallway coming out from the landing bay that you just came into, and this enters into the main dome. In fact, you'll notice right here, that was where you were sitting when you saw the really tall, lanky alien walking down the hallway, which was coming from off over on the right hand side there, down this hallway. Does everybody see that? Can you move around?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure I have it set up correctly, because this is like, aside from the ship, this is the first one. Just a quick little reference. This is the room that you guys were in for Rush and Crate when you guys went into the computers. This is where you guys were. That's where the doctor's office is that you went into and got information out of. And you haven't really explored the rest of the place. You don't know what else is here. But you guys do enter into this main room. What is the goal? Where are you trying to go? What do you want to do?
Well, we need to get Nuke's ship fixed. I don't know if they have a technician or if we can notify someone to, like, send an engineer or a tech to fix his ship.
There's like several Polis laying around if you want to talk about
fixing the ship is secondary at the moment. First order of business is to notify station security that they've lost another ship, and the culprit may still be in our midst. We need to relay the information back to the insurrection so that they know what they're up against should they encounter these fighters out there. And for ourselves, we definitely need to at least arm up or guard ourselves in the attempt that somebody doesn't like us meddling around the station.
So what's the plan?
I'd like to notify the Polish security they've lost another ship.
Okay.
I don't know already.
Are you looking for anyone in particular, any familiar faces, or just trying to see if there's any security walking around?
I mean, there's got to be a main security office we can call.
Make a, oh gosh, this is a very specific check. Make a, oh gosh, what is it? See, now I got to open yours up and actually look at what knowledge skill this is. Make an outer rim check, an outer rim knowledge, easy. One, purple. And we'll see the outcome of that. Because that'll kind of determine what you... Okay, so you know that the Polis are pacifists, and you don't see any security walking around.
So they just implicitly trust anybody who comes to their station.
Yeah, they don't really see a reason, and they don't ever really understand why anyone would attack them. I like how Rabble's just walking around exploring the entire place.
There's no security. I am, like, by definition, a soldier. I want to have a good situational awareness of this.
Kind of seeing where everything is at.
I'm agape at the fact that there's no security.
I mean, there's plenty of Polis walking around. They're all sitting there working. They don't seem alarmed by anything.
I am alarmed that there's anyone in this galaxy walking around without weapons.
Uh-huh. And the little little windows you do see that kind of like look out amongst the crater of this asteroid, you're not really seeing any ships flying around that look like they have weapons either.
Does anybody look like an engineer?
There's several people who look like doctors and engineers and scientists and stuff. Yeah.
No, not doctors. Engineers in that they could fix a ship. Mechanic engineers.
I mean, you could just ask a random person. You guys have yet to actually ask anyone.
I want to ask the random person then. Just tap some dude not on the map, I guess, but whoever on the shoulder, and be like, I need to get a ship fixed. Who I got to talk to about this?
He kind of he looks up at you, and with those like two blank beady eyes and no like facial expressions or anything, you hear in your head, I can send someone your way. Where is the ship?
It's in the dry dock.
Which dock?
I'm speaking aloud, by the way. I want to make that known. He can be talking in my head. I'm speaking aloud.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for
Which
them.
dock are we in? I'm gonna turn back to 10 ton. Which dock is this?
There's like a giant 1 above the door.
Dock
Point
1.
up.
Dock 1.
The guy just kind of turns and looks at you. I'll send someone right away.
Is there anything I can do to make this faster? We're kind of trying to make stuff happen here.
Just kind of stares at you. No blinking or anything because he can't.
I'm not blinking either with my cybernetic eyes.
Yeah. You don't need to lube those up. He just awkwardly turns around and starts walking off like towards these offices down at the bottom here.
I'm gonna follow him.
Did we figure out where the xenobiology department was?
Yeah,
Like,
if you want to look at like locations on the map, xenobiology would be in the top right area. Like if you go down the hallway there and then go all the way up, it's like a very long walk going through.
Oh, I
several access
see.
tubes. It's not on the map, and archaeology was off over to the west.
I see.
Same idea.
Okay. Because I feel like we should find Dr. Walsh as well before he, I don't know, makes a run for it, or at least so we can ask him and see if maybe get some insight as to whether he's nervous because he's a culprit, or if he was being nervous just because he didn't like some of the experience they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can go get a hold of Dr. Curry. Like, she's probably your best contact here, at least thus far. Like, you've had the most discussion with her, and her office was down on kind of where Crate is at right now. But Crate follows this guy who walks into the office on the north end of this whole office building. He just walks in and just closes the door, and you hear a couple.
To the north end?
Yeah, to this north door here. Oh, you went too far.
Yeah, you said. Oh, okay. Because I was
so
like,
you
I'm
just
south
you
end.
followed him, but the north door in the hallway opens it. It closes it. You hear a couple of like
Whoa,
beepings.
I want to catch the door as it closes behind him.
Okay, you catch it. He doesn't seem to stop you.
Step in behind him.
So you step in, and he doesn't seem alarmed by your presence at all, and you just see him pushing some buttons on a computer off in the terminal over here.
He's doing nothing else.
It looks like he's trying to contact somebody, but that's it.
I'll let it be then.
Yeah, these people are not like normal aliens. They don't
That's
seem to have
apparent.
pep in their step, They're very
The
calm.
word urgency does not have a meaning.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually right at this point that the door below you opens as well. And that goes into Dr. Curry's office, but she's standing there at the door. She kind of like isn't frightened, but she just stops for a second, looks and kind of looks up at you and sees that it's you. And you hear, "Oh, you guys are back already."
I'd like to walk up behind Crate and say, Dr. Curie, do you have a moment? We'd like to speak with you.
Yes, I do. Did you guys take care of the distress beacon?
Take care is operative terminology. Please, step into your office.
You guys go down in that office.
I'm gonna step in behind 10 ton as he kind of like urges her into the office and close the door and lock it behind me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna skulk in the hallway, just lean up against the wall, real cool, like.
Brooding.
No, just working on my image,
Make an easy cool check.
Make a brooding check.
Make a performance check. Yeah. Fail.
Yeah, you realize you had a booger sticking out of your nose most of this time.
So yeah, I want to lock the door and I want to have my weapon like out in both hands, but not like just kind of like very guarding the president style.
Okay. Yeah, she doesn't seem alarmed at all, which is weird for you.
As she should not. I have no bad intentions for her.
So what is it that you guys have?
Dr. Curie, we unfortunately were not able to save the most recent ship that was departing.
That is unfortunate.
When we arrived there, we found some heavy ordnance that looked a lot like Imperial ordnance, but was something different. We have reason to believe that one of the doctors here may be involved.
Who?
Dr. Walsh from Xenobiology. Is that right?
Yes, that was right.
Awesome.
You nailed it. I'm really proud of you. I didn't think that guy was capable of anything harmful.
I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. I just have my suspicions from my team. If we could just arrange a friendly meeting with him and maybe clear up some of the potential miscommunications, we might be able to get on track with the real culprit.
It's funny you mentioned that. He just left. He went over to the archaeology department where his office is.
Where is this archaeology department?
She like points through the window off over to the west this way.
Through the window across the like desolate asteroid mass, or
no, like through the window that's like right here. So she's pointing. If I were to take out my measuring tool, she's like pointing this way. Do you see that?
Gotcha.
All right, well, I'm gonna just walk out and start heading that way.
Do you relay this to anyone else?
Nope.
Shit,
Sam,
I don't know.
walk
I don't
past in
know
a
if we
hurry.
should tell them that we're coming or not.
I've seen him walk past in a hurry, so I just kind of get up and I'm just looking around, but I don't follow him completely.
I trust Crate on this one, specifically. But I want to ask Dr. Curie. Doctor, is there, does he have like a private communication line or something that we could set up a meeting with him just so, because he said he had some concerns and he wanted to talk to us a little bit more, and so I just wanted to, kind of get with him and ask him some more questions about these ships that we saw.
Oh, absolutely. And she pulls out a data pad, and on it you have like it's kind of like a hex key of how you can kind of like get into someone's contacts through comlinks. And she just gives it to you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I appreciate your discretion. These things are unfortunate, and it is with much regret that we weren't able to stop that most recent destruction of the most recent ship, but I promise you we'll get to the bottom of this.
She nods, and like, do you start to walk out?
I nod and give her a resistance for the people, and I kind of like get up and head out.
Like right as you're starting to walk out, she goes, "Oh, one more thing. If you could tell Captain Anderson that his shipment is now on board the transport and he's ready to leave. We thought he was supposed to leave already, but we haven't seen him."
Interesting. Well, I'll have to tell him.
Then you see her nod again as you walk out.
So as we walk out, I like to notify the team as a whole, but I trust Crate is already on top of it. Crate, I'm going to need you in front of the doctor's door to make sure he doesn't leave when I make this phone call or make this terminal connection. But I've urged the rest of you to remain on lookout. This Walsh is our prime suspect, and I believe that if we call him, he may run, but I'm going to see what I can do in order to convince him to stay.
As he's communicating this, I'm checking the door.
Okay. The door appears to be locked, and you turn
I
around.
shoot the lock.
Yeah, that's escalated quickly.
Yeah, hang on, Craig.
There's like a couple Polis sitting there in the middle of the room. They look like.
So it's not an empty room. It feels like an empty room.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have like a ton of tokens for Polis. They all look the same. That's not a racist thing. They just do. So I don't want like a million tokens sitting around.
Way to go, Zen.
All of these rooms are fairly populated. But there are two that are sitting right in the
Fine,
middle
then
of
I'll
that
check the
room.
door. It's locked. I'll relay that information to Tinton.
As he walks in.
Don't be hasty. Great. You need to talk to him first. Innocent before guilty. Remember.
This door is neither Dr. Walsh nor any organic. I'm not hurting anyone.
Right, but you know what? We'll go over the manual again when we get back to the ship. Just let me call him. I'd like to call Dr. Walsh.
Yeah, you call in on his comm, and there's like a moment where you're not getting anything, and then all of a sudden you have someone pick up, and you hear Dr. Walsh, the same guy you talked to earlier, go, "Hello, who's this?"
Dr. Walsh, this is Valton.
Oh, right.
Handsome
yeah.
Chagrin you met earlier.
Yes, right.
Hey, listen, I found some evidence implicating some of the polis here on the station. I was wondering if you'd be willing to talk to me about what we discussed earlier today.
Yeah. Could you come to my office in xenobiology, and we'll get on that right away.
We're in archaeology right now, right?
Yeah, and that's where Curry told you to go to.
Funny, Dr. Walsh, we tried your office in xenobiology, and we were having a tough time finding it. One of the locals here directed us to the office in archaeology. We're on our way over there now. We were hoping you had a moment.
Silence. Then you realize you're not connected at all anymore.
Great.
That's
Open
Shoot
the door.
Shoot the door.
You make an easy combat check. It's just like one difficulty. No disadvantage or anything. You
No,
shoot.
I did the hard and I still got.
You shoot the door and it just like slides open, and one of the polis like jumps out of the seat that's sitting in the middle and just like hits a couple buttons, and you just see the rest of the door just like swing open. I mean, you just like
Heavy blaster in hand, I start walking forward.
that's
Just like looking for Dr. Walsh.
right. All of these doors swing open. You see a way station. There's someone in the middle, another polis, and they seem surprised to see you as you go like stomping by them. But you go down the catwalk to the left. And is everybody following? Is everybody
I'm
going
gonna put
with?
my gun in this guy's face as I'm walking, continue to walk by, and say, Dr. Walsh, with a question mark on the end of that.
He just points down the hallway.
I'd like
I go.
to unholster my blaster and kind of lean over the thing and say, I apologize for my subordinate here. He's very straightforward. We would appreciate it if you would notify us if you see Dr. Walsh.
He's just like the guy is like shaking.
Sir, do you want me to hang back, or do you want me to come with you guys?
I would like somebody to keep an eye on the docking bays and ships entering or leaving.
That was my thought as well.
Nuke, you can take my ship if you need it.
In normal 6-pounder fashion, Daze has been trying to wander around seeing where the heck you guys are. I think he finally found you guys, though. 6, are you going with them or not? And I'll let you type out whether. And in that time, I am going to move us over to... okay, you're going. So I'm going to move you guys over to this screen for now, just because you guys go and you enter into archaeology, and it's kind of a same setup as what you were just in, you know, like big ol' domed like station stuff. You walk in and it all looks very similar. There's polis walking around. There's a lot less. There's only like a handful of them. And they see you guys walk in, no response from them. They just continue their work. And you see a couple offices over to your left, a couple offices over to your right. It seems more like a fairly easily divided, like circular building that you're in. But there's just a couple like people working in the middle on computers.
I will walk up to the front desk. I will not point my weapon at them, but I'm holding it. I want to say, Dr. Walsh, question mark.
They point over to the office, like that's pretty much right behind you.
I will go to the office then. Try to open the door.
You swing open the door and nobody's in it. It's just an empty office.
I will return to the desk, gun
Which is,
now
like,
pointed
right
at
there.
the person who just told me that he's in this office. Dr. Walsh?
You hear in your head, "Oh, I'm sorry. He must be in dig site 1." And then he points down another hallway that's behind him.
My eyes are cybernetic, but my organic eyebrows narrow at this guy, and I will start heading towards dig site 1.
Great. We get more information when we don't point guns at people.
Interesting, because I just got more information by pointing a gun at a person.
Civilians, Crate. Come on.
Lies.
Just please
I don't appreciate being lied to.
cordon off the perimeter and please try and make sure that he doesn't escape alive, please.
I will find him, Commander.
So Rush is staying behind then. Just making sure. Maz.
Yeah, I'm staying behind.
So the rest of you...
I had a feeling he was trying to pull a fast one on us.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have who is going and who isn't. You guys head towards where this guy pointed, and it's a very long hallway, and as it goes down, it opens up into like several different ways to go, and there are labels on the walls for like each hallway, but it starts going down. Like each of these are becoming stairwells, and you see the one that he says dig site 1. It's off over to your right. You guys start slowly going down it. It empties into a kind of a cubic room, no windows, and it appears you guys are now like underground based on the trajectory you were taking when you were walking down like this pathway. And it is slowly emptied into the ground, and it's kind of like a square room with a ladder like directly in the middle, and there's like a hatch that's over the ladder.
Are there any spacesuits or anything like that?
No, but you do see, if you're looking for like whether or not this is pressurized and has like an atmosphere, there is like a green light next to the...
I'm wondering if the hatch leads to the outer space, to the vacuum. And if so, we probably need suits or some way to breathe.
Yeah, you don't see anything here that are showing as suits. Or
If there's
anything
nothing in here, then there's probably not a vacuum on the other side of that hatch. And start taking the ladder.
You opened up the latch?
Yep.
You're all vented into space. You don't know. I'm kidding.
Can you imagine if it ended like that? Like we just...
No, you
I'd
open
be
the latch.
fine.
There's a ladder that leads down into kind of like a dark cavernous
Oh, it goes
area.
down. I thought you said it went up.
No, it
Okay,
goes straight
it went
down.
up. Okay, well then yeah, definitely go down.
As you open the hatch, by the way, like a huge like burst of cold air does hit you. Mildly refreshing, but not necessarily comforting. But you do go down. It's probably a good 60 feet down this ladder. It's a pretty tight way down, and eventually you do reach the bottom. And as you do, you are emptied into a poorly lit cavern.
Eyes up, soldiers.
There's a few lights that are like in the center. They're like basically a giant light pole, like right in the center of the room with an omni light on the top, and there's a couple large shipping crates. But you see a door in front of you, and that seems to be it.
I want to shoulder my rifle and or my blaster, and be looking down the sights as I like scan the room.
Okay.
Should we stealth?
I don't see any reason not to.
It would be a average check, so 2 purple with 1 black. And then any of you who are stealthing, you should do your stealth check. Again, 2 purple, 1 black. Nice.
So
Oh, then.
I want to use my advantage and my crit to stealth the party. I want to give them like this hand signal to like kind of get down, and I'll take the lead on it.
I'm gonna bump into Crate, and he's gonna like very gently like put his hand on my chest to like stop me from like tripping.
Do any of you like? Do you guys just go straight to the door ahead of you? What else are you doing?
I'd like to check out these crates, see if there's anything I recognize.
Make a average perception check.
You're checking out Crate, huh?
Yep.
Crates.
Be hard not to.
I mean, he's so sexy with all that cybernetic.
When will you people realize that robots are erotic?
He has a vibrate function.
I was gonna ask to do the same thing actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Even without the black, it wouldn't have.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Black
really?
dice all night.
6, do you want to get on this perception check? 2 purple? Average? No black. Otherwise, you're just hanging back and you are. Okay, I'll let him figure that out. But you guys do. You see the door ahead of you. It's got just a basic panel. Doesn't look like it's locked or anything. But you guys don't appear to see anything in this room.
Scanning the shadows, and then I'm going to approach the door.
Okay. Do you open it?
I want to look over my shoulder. I've got the gun pointed at the door. I want to look over my shoulder. How close are my teammates? Are they with me?
Yep, I'm
I'm looking
holding.
at this angle.
Oh yeah, I'm holding blaster, big boss style. And I give him.
All right. Gun pointed at the door. I use my non-dominant hand to open the door.
Okay, you push a button and the door just it slides open real quick. And as you do, you get another burst of that cold air that you got earlier. Nothing too crazy, but it does burst open and you see, again, more of these lights. You see more of the herbs that you kind of saw in the main station there. And then you see several like medical containers. There doesn't appear to be anything you can see in them. It's like very viscous liquid, but it looks like, basic digging equipment and a couple rebreathers, which are, for breathing in a vacuum, but there's nothing to suggest that there is a vacuum in where you're at right now.
I want to grab a rebreather.
Okay.
Can I check the liquid? Oh, he wants to also see it.
Yes. So Daze can check the liquid with an extra blue. Everybody else would just get a normal 2 purple check. So you would get average with 1 blue.
Haha.
Yeah, two purple, 1 blue.
I really know what that liquid is.
Well, I mean, do you?
I hit the crit.
Yes, perception check. Cool.
Not
So-
concerned with it.
Daze looks at it, can't quite make it out. It's his weird big ol' eyes. You can't really see what the heck's going on there.
Oh.
Nuke walks up and kind of like, in his cocky way, just kind of like bangs on it. And you see a small hand just kind of like float up to the side of the glass. Like not putting its hand on the glass, but just like float next to it. And you're able to kind of be like, oh, there's bodies in there. That's not creepy.
Can I tell if they're alive?
Do you want to check the computer?
Yeah. I mean, what does my crit for perception give me? Does that give me anything? Does it just like? Is it just? I just saw for that, or?
Why don't you put 2
Can't tell
blues
what's
on
in
a computer check?
All right.
Another 2 purple. So it's just
Average. Okay.
average, yeah.
Ugh.
As best you can tell, no.
Okay. I'm just gonna step away from them.
Okay, you back up. There's a door to the south that you guys see. More mining equipment. Nothing like a pickaxe, right? More like automated pickaxes and stuff like
Laser
that. Like
pickaxe.
Yeah, like lasers.
I'm gonna be scanning the corners where the shadows kind of like pile up, and I head for the door.
Do you open it right away?
Look over, same procedure as before. Very practiced, it would seem. I look over my shoulder, ensure the team is with me. Keep my dominant hand on the trigger, and left hand reaches out for the door.
I'm watching the other angle.
Okay. You slowly start opening up the door. Let me move the door out of the way. Boop. And as you do, you see a kind of a tight cavern that leads down to the south. And you at first you don't hear any voices as you start going through, but then
Clear.
you do start hearing something, and you hear it's like scuffling, like people are moving around and like picking things up. but you don't really.
I'm gonna take my left hand, keep my right hand on the gun. Left hand comes up with the fist. They kind of like hold and like kind of slowly follow me in the stealth thing.
Like a well-oiled unit that's never fought in combat together. You
Like
guys
someone
move
who
down.
has fought in a lot of combat.
Yeah. More crates, a lot more crates down below. Lots of like pallets
Dozens
shipping
of them.
material.
The sickest plot twist 20 minutes in. Crate is everywhere.
I'm one of many
Cloned.
clones.
Lots of shipping containers.
Starting to reconsider this name.
I love it.
But you start hearing voices from the other side of these like big shipping containers.
I'm gonna come up to this corner and poke my head around.
Is there a way to climb up, or is it like touching the ceiling or close to the ceiling?
It's really low ceilings in here.
Okay.
Crate peeks the corner and sees dozens of what look like stormtroopers. You've never seen these kind of stormtroopers before. Their armor is a lot different than the old Empires. And you see two people in the middle of the room. You see Dr. Walsh and Dr. Fox just talking about something. And then behind them, against that shipping crate, is a bound Captain Anderson. And he kind of looks up and sees you guys, and then looks over at them, and then looks back over at you guys, and then looks at the ground.
I want to
Can
put my
you-
hand up to my ear and whisper into our little comms, Captain, awaiting your orders. Or
Real
Commander,
quickly,
rather.
can you give us a ping of where Captain Anderson is? I don't actually see him where he's bound.
Yeah, I don't have his token.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you guys are all kind of taking up fighting positions.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly am. I'm waiting on Commander Nevada's,
Chief Nevada.
his word.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this one here. Got a hostage. Pretty well outnumbered. Should we try a bluff?
Commander, I think they may thin themselves out while we wait. There seemed to be an exit in the back, or is this the only way in? The way we took?
It's kind of hard to tell from where you're at in particular, but yeah, it does appear that the stormtroopers are picking up crates and loading them through a door in the back behind that crate. It's like a big ol' like a blast door.
Chief, sir, if I may.
Permission?
Do we have? Can you see the other angle? I can't actually see it over there. Do we know how many numbers we got? Because I feel like if we focus fire, we would be able to quickly eliminate half of the visible stormtroopers.
It's 2-to-1 odds. Creative, we fought worse.
We have. I want to smile for the first time in the campaign. Say we have fought worse.
That's nice. Good touch.
All right, boys. I guess we'll pick a target. On
Do you
my mark.
guys just get ready for live fire, or do you listen in on a conversation?
I like to do two things. I like to listen in as best I can on whatever is available, but I would like our ghost signal. I would like to call Dr. Walsh, and when his phone rings, I want everybody to like go for it.
Okay.
I'd like to see his reaction to that before we start blasting stormtroopers.
So you want to
I want to imagine he gives me a
essentially
hand signal for this.
what you're asking is that you want to see what he does when you call him up.
Yes.
Okay. You call him. You've got
Well, let's listen in first.
it. Okay, so you're listening in before you call him.
Correct.
You hear very faintly. Actually, go ahead and make just an easy perception check so I can make sure that this is no blue or black, just easy. 1 purple. And then we will kind of determine what you're able to overhear exactly.
Nailed it.
You hear something about a ship. It's kind of muted, kind of quiet. You can't really make out what exactly they're saying. And then you overhear Walsh say, "They'll be here soon." But that's it.
Seems like we have a time limit regardless. Should probably speed this up. I'd like to call him.
You call him up, and you see him pick up his comm link and look at it, and then just like toss it behind him and start walking away.
So as soon as he tosses that comm link and it hits the ground, I just want everybody to start opening fire if we can.
Then I will see him starting around the corner and take the first shot on this stormtrooper.
Okay, so before anything happens, let's get our initiative rolled. So everybody roll cool, obviously, but do 2 blue with it as well.
Oh, whoop.
So did I get radioed at any point?
Yes, we did.
I don't know. Sam, will you allow a quick radio to rush?
If you spend a destiny point. No, I'm kidding. I'll allow it. You're going to need the destiny points for this.
Say, just as before I make the phone call, I comment to Rush and say, Rush, we found Dr. Walsh, and he is in some very strange company, and unfortunately he has the captain with him. We're going to attempt to rescue. Please let the insurrection know and try your best to cover any exits out of the station. We'll be with you shortly.
10-4. Alright, I guess I'll just do that. Radio the ship and let them know. Or ensign.
Okay. Give me a minute while I finish rolling all of their... They're rolling good. They're rolling real good.
I actually have a question about that, Zen.
Yep.
So we are catching them off guard, which I guess is a cool check, but since, I mean, their rolls technically are better than ours, do we not, since they don't know we're here, do we get to attack them first and then it's the order, or
I
how
would
does
have
that work?
given you a surprise round where you could have attacked first. The reason I'm not is because I knew you guys were coming.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
we
I
had
called
called them
them.
and everything. Okay.
Okay. So you guys open fire. I will allow 1 shot, so you guys get to choose whose shot is going off.
Great.
Great, go ahead.
Canonically great.
Yep.
So which
Okay,
one are
what's
you
the
firing
difficult? The one closest to me that I see here.
at? That one? That would be... Oh, crap, I gotta open up my difficulty thing. It's right here. It is a... 2 purple. Or 1 purple. 1 purple and 2 black. And that's it for shooting that guy. Hopefully you don't die.
Nice.
Good. You instantly kill that guy.
I also get an action on this turn, right? A maneuver. If I can move and fire.
I was just letting you fire
Okay.
because this is an out of turn thing. But now they're aware. They kind of knew you guys were coming anyways, but now they're like well aware you're here. There is no doubt.